To think Fury's ducking Oleksandr Usyk, Jim. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he's ducking Usyk, at least for the time being. And then eventually the money will pile up to such an extent that it can't be avoided anymore. But if there's anybody in the world he should duck in terms of style, it's definitely Usyk. And it was Usyk. He's a quick counterpuncher. He's a quicker counterpuncher than Fury, necessarily because of size. Question is, if Fury catches him with the kind of counter shot with which he caught Wilder, can Usyk take that? We don't know.
Is that not a case, though, of a great big man beats a great smaller man, or not necessarily?
Yes, and not necessarily. Those are my two answers to that question. Yes, it is a case of that, and not necessarily. Both are valid.
They got to get in the ring.
Those are the words of FightHypeTV.com, YouTube, and the great Jim Lampley, as you heard him say that Tyson Fury is ducking Usyk. But he went a step further. He said if there is a person to duck, it would be Oleksandr Usyk, with the style, with the counterpunching style that he has, and is not necessarily the ideal thing to think that a big good guy beats a good little guy. So I like what he did say. He did say that he thinks that the money will get big enough until it's unavoidable. Well, one thing that I will say about that fight, I think if the money is big enough, the fight probably will happen. However, I don't know if Usyk keeps winning the way he won, especially how he beat Joshua the first time. I don't see that happening anytime soon, because what'll happen is people are going to look for Tyson Fury to deliver. They're going to look for him to respond, and his response will always either be something ridiculous, or just blatant lie, or a duck, or something that, you know, people will get tired of, because people are already sick of Tyson shit. You know, I don't see the money getting bigger when we've already seen him duck that fight that he proclaims that is so easy to win. It doesn't make any sense for you not to take the fight. You know, so if all the signs are saying, bro, you're scared, then you're scared. Let's just be real. Let's just call a spade a spade. And Jim Lampley, being with HBO all those years, all those decades, can clearly see the idea of these guys, you know, not fighting each other, you know, and Tyson Fury wanting this and wanting that and being unreasonable. And then when Oleksandr Usyk decides to take on his mandatory, then all of a sudden he wants to make this fight. It just makes it seem like, dude, you're full of shit, and we know now that you're really full of shit. And we seen the guys that you fought. We seen the Anthony Joshua negotiations. They went to shit. Usyk and Joshua can make this fight very easily. But however, it's like, okay, well, why can't you make a fight with anybody else besides Deontay Wilder? Maybe because you've beaten Wilder before, and maybe because you have confidence that you can beat Wilder based on the fact that you've beat him before. But everybody else, you have a problem. So those are the type of things people think of when you think of Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk, or anyone else that gives him some type of question mark, because nobody really knows until they get in there, you know. But it just shows you again, people, that Jim Lampley, people that haven't been in boxing, that still follow boxing, still fans of boxing, but not necessarily commentating boxing professionally, can see this from the outside looking in, like all of us can see. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Jim Lampley clearly stating, blatantly stating, that Tyson Fury is ducking Oleksandr Usyk. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.